Hey guys, I just wanted to quickly check in with you. I've just had a meeting with a client and this topic came up and I thought I'd share this with you. I just want to give you a quick little warning first. This blog's going to have a little bit of my background, which I'm really proud of what I've achieved, but it impresses me with what I've achieved. But I want to convey to you that the underlying message here is what I'm trying to get through to you. So what I wanted to share with you today was this idea of training. For those of you who know me, I've got an extensive background in first response positions where training for us was everything. I learned very quickly, and the guys that I've worked around me, to set a high standard when we're doing training and to make sure that when we're training, we get right in and practice it as if it's real every time. Doesn't matter if it's someone coming to talk to us about a product that we're now bringing on board, like a new defibrillator or anything else like that. It didn't matter what they did because there was always something that they would say to us or how they perceive something within that product that I would always take away and look at and how much more value that could add if that's what we're going to be using for the team. What I wanted to share with you first up was a situation that happened to me a couple of years ago. I believe it's very relevant to you. Again, it's in my first response field. But the takeaway message here is that this person who was a simple first aider had such a profound effect on this person. Now, the story is that I was working in a very remote location out in Central Australia, and this young kid had decided to stick his hand into a bit of machinery where he shouldn't have, and straight off, all of it, hand, gone. And what happened in that situation, we were an hour and a half flight time from the nearest helo. This was approximately just before 1 p.m. in the afternoon. And one of these young supervisors I had, and as part of my role on that project, was the medical coordinator and the emergency response coordinator. And I ran the first aid training. And in my team of people that I had working across this project, because it was over 500 kilometers, I had identified some people that were in my team that were as passionate about training and the standards that I expected as I was. And I delegated a lot of my training down to these guys, the scenarios, and a lot of other little things that, right down to the teams on the ground, little projects, little training, information sessions. I made sure we kept up with that, and I had them convey the standard that I set for each training session, and the energy and how I expected people and how I wanted the information delivered. Now, this situation happened, and this young kid lost his hand. We had a helo there on site within an hour and a half, and by 5:30 that evening, he was on the operating theatre getting it reattached. The reason that this was so powerful for me is that the very next day during the debrief situation, this young supervisor stood up and thanked everyone for the training and for the expectations that had been set from our training. Because when the situation happened for him, he was only like a minute away from the emergency. He'd heard it. He responded. He was the first on scene. He managed it until I arrived, because I was a few minutes behind that. And he did a lot of things that just needed to be done, and he took control and charge of it. Now, he'd never done first aid before. It was his first time trained as a first aider. He did all the right things that needed to be done, including putting the bag into a sealed bag, putting it into some icy water so that we could put it onto the helo when it arrived. There was lots of little things that he did. But the thing that he kept saying was he was so grateful for the fact that the training that we had delivered automatically kicked in for him. So that's the point of what this blog's about today, guys, is the training that we set as leaders, the training that we set, the bar that we set every time, is what our team, our employees, our followers, whatever, once we set that standard, that's the standard that they're going to have to they generally don't go above that. So we need to set a high standard. That's a high standard. So go back to your teams today. If you're running training sessions, please have a think about what and how you're delivering information. If you need to get other people in that are more passionate about the subject that needs to be spoken about, make sure you get them in. There's lots of people that you can refer to. Get your uplines to come down and support you. If you've got even your downlines, make sure you find people that share the understanding or the enthusiasm and the standards that you set, and empower them to work with you to take control in those situations. If you're someone up in a higher up team line, make sure you get behind the training and you support it. Okay guys, until next time, I look forward to hearing back from you guys about how you went with looking at your training. I'll talk to you later. Bye.